Hey there, team. Welcome back. It's been about 8 months since I last did any recording, so no doubt there will be some jank. I did do a lot of testing before I started to make sure everything was recording properly, but no doubt, and there, yeah, nice phone noise in the background. But maybe the microphone doesn't back that up. Maybe I've got that cut out on the noise gate. We'll see. So anyway, this is a nice little 1v1. On the grassy plains. Usually, as I say, I like to do 1v1s as like double features, but since this is going to be more of a, I guess an update overview sort of video, I'll just be using this as a oneer. The hope is that immediately after this, I'll do another recording on a nice big siege, and that'll be more of an explanation of what's going on in my life right now, and also, you know, a nice big siege as well. But this'll do well for the time being. Imladris here. I say a faction I don't really play too much of myself. I've not really been playing too much the game at all over the past 4 months, especially. Played a bit before I left for this new job, but not been doing too much since then. Unfortunately, without that armor upgrade, which, yeah, I mean, fair enough. They're pretty damn tanky anyway. Nice shielded archer unit. No general in with them. Okay. Wonder where the general is hiding today. Neratino Cav, nice and solid boys, but I always get a little nervous about unshielded, unshielded cavalry full stop I get nervous about. And yeah, unshielded sort of lancer units as well, because you're charging directly into the enemy, so you really want that shield, I feel. Archers of Rivendell out front, lots and lots and lots. Putting down some stakes there, but not putting down some stakes here. I wonder if that was just an accident or not. Riders of the Bruinen right off the, well, right at the very front. Again, unshielded, but I mean, they don't, yeah, they're horse archers. Hopefully they're going to be outranging everything. I suppose he's just hoping that there was something really tasty to shoot at, but he'll outrange those crossbows. So yeah, why not just start? Yeah, you can even maybe close distance and see if there's something juicier behind the lines. And make Swords of Rivendell mixed in with the Spears of Rivendell, who are really like sort of the halberds of Rivendell. They do have that armor piercing. Some Imladris sentries there, of course. The Gwathi no general in with them either. The Gwathi Arthand, again, no general. Spears and swords, yeah, nice sort of halberd and sword line. Eldrimway archers and some lancers on the right flank. Very, ooh. Quite a tempting charging target, but I mean, yeah, they're close enough and they'll be ripping you apart while you actually close in. Where is the general then? I maybe missed him. Not on with Cav there. Is he in with the Neratino Cav? No. No, that would be really bold to do that. I don't actually know. Let's zoom in a little bit and see if we see a little star. Okay, you're right. He could genuinely just be in with like a swordsman unit. Oh no, he is in with the Gwathi Rockdoor. He's just decided to merge in with the boys. And Urukai over here of Isengard, we've got Grey Rider. He's got his Dunlanding veterans. Yeah, always solid shout. Just I always pack up the Dunlandings in my Urukai armies, or well, Isengard armies. Crossbows out front. Not a bad shout, of course, up against most Imladris forces, but this is not incredibly well armored. But yeah, I mean there are some units that, yeah, you need that armor piercing punch, especially because you can kind of outpike most units here. Urukai Raiders, they will be getting ripped to pieces by the Rivendell swordsmen, but the pikes should be holding them together. The Urukai Raiders are really there just to provide a bit of mass and stop things pushing through them. And yeah, that's all the way along the lines, the veterans holding the flanks. No Urukai infantry chosen. Warg Riders, and the champions of the White Hand, who should be able to, yeah, munch. You know, you really need something solid to munch on those Gwathi Rockdoor. And the Ballista, which, yeah, every shot through that phalanx is going to be really painful to Buzzard. So we'll go for 0.5 to start, and I'll kind of just view things while I speak. So, lots of changes in 2022. Went off to rejoin my ship. Good time for a few months. But things change, you know, due to the global situation. We could just describe it as that, I suppose. And certain people deciding that they maybe don't want to use their yachts for a little while. So we are, yeah, we were back on shore, and we had to find something different. So jumped onto a new job, had to move, so that's why everything's been a little bit hectic. But it's an interesting little job. It's a fair change from everything that I've done before. Still related to the maritime industry, of course, but you know, I've dedicated so much of my life to boats. I'm not really going back now. That's a fear. Okay, they were fine. I mean, really, they shouldn't suffer damage charging this way anyway, but stakes are just not fun. I always just get the fear. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing for a little while, just starting a new job. The hope was, since I was now permanently land-based, I could actually have a better uploading schedule. But the accommodation that I grabbed is just not really suited for recording right now. And that's why I've not really been able to. The dream is, though, I'm shortly going to be moving into a nice, you know, house down there, and I'll be able to get something better worked out, and I'll be able to start pumping out some videos again. So can't really put a time scale on that right now, but the dream is at some point. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to free up enough time for like campaigns. As much as I'd love to do some more Warhammer campaigns and stuff, I just don't think that my current schedule allows for that. This job is... Oh, Snagga Skirms, of course. Very solid, guys. But yeah, so I just don't see me having the free time to do stuff like that. This job is very cool. It's definitely the most satisfied I've been in a job ever, but it is very stressful, and it is a lot of work. So definitely the hardest I've worked in my life. So it's for sure something a little bit, yeah, a bit hectic. So I'm gonna have to roll with the punches, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But apart from that, yeah, it's all been good. It's all been pretty fun. It's all been pretty good. And COVID has started to chill, at least in the UK. Not really, you know, many regulations now. I had my first flight without wearing a face mask for a good few years. Yesterday, flew back home for a little bit of a holiday, and yeah, no, that's nice to get back into the swing of things. So Grey Rider there, yeah, he's got his ballista, so that really gives you a lot of control over the flow of the battle. But not having anything to really grab these riders of the Bruin in is going to make him... Ooh. Yeah, I see, normally I wouldn't want to use a Snagga Volley on this, but like absolutely, because of the tactical advantage that Buzzard has with those guys, it really would be worth it. And is he actually going for a charge? That's pretty bold. I like it. I mean, Dunlending veterans, as all Dunlending men have, due to that hatred of Rohan, they actually do have a slight anti-cavalry bonus. So you don't want to stay in there long, even though they're just coming at you with swords. But only one guy went down. How many did we kill there? 153 left. I think there's like 200 and something. There must be like 200 and something in a unit of Snagga. So that was pretty solid. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, they did get a quick little volley, or maybe even a crossbow volley. Did actually turn around and blast them with a crossbow shot. Interesting. Okay, but I mean, their main strength is coming from their ammunition anyway, so losing a few of their number is not the end of the world. This is always, you know, a lot of people might be thinking, you know, why didn't they just chase them down with wargs? Wargs are a massive target. You can see they've taken a little bit of damage already, this bloodied guy here. Yeah, well, we can... He's pretty spooky. I always like to take my pictures nice and early so that I don't have to think about it later on in the fight. I can just focus on the battle. So wargs are such a tasty target just to shoot at them, because they're unshielded, usually not very well armored. They just kind of benefit from that extra hit point, because they're, you know, wargs are thick boys. But you can just blast them down. That's interesting. Is he bringing that back that ballista to take out the riders? Or is he just pulling it back? Yeah, so... I don't know. If I was Grey right now, yeah, like, you've kind of got the control. Oh, wow, he has actually taken some losses there, too. What's caused that? Is it just the incredibly long range of the Gwathi? Oh, wow. Oh, that's a nice little win. I didn't notice that. I'm going to actually turn off the grass just so we can sort of see the corpses a bit better. That's quite a few losses there. That must have been a good crossbow volley. Yeah, that's a nice little win for Grey Rider. Because these are all 2 hit point guys. Very solid in melee. You really get bloodied as well. So a lot of them will have actually lost another hit point too. But he's just using them for that massive range. They have this high mass arrow, so they sort of yeets guys around. But yeah, coming with my Urukai Raiders, not really a problem. Back there, yet still just some archers chasing them down, really leaving this ballista. Okay, no, the champions are back. I was going to say, he's leaving this ballista undefended. I'd be I don't know. Because you got to kill so many of those boys. So you would be tempted to just like shoot at them, but it really does take a long time. And I don't actually know the armor value of them, because they do look like they're beefed up. But maybe they aren't. And yeah, just again benefit from that high range of the Elder Enemy archers. Not an armor piercing shot, but just really high damage. Something I do have to stress, as I say, I've not played the game in 4 months. So I need to, you know, be a bit canny here. Archer Revendale opening up there. Pretty bog standard as far as Elven archers go, but they are still Elven archers. So you're going to see a lot of these lightly armored Urukai Raiders. They may have a shield, but they are still fodder class units. You know, they're kind of expensive. Yeah, I don't know. They're fodder for Isengard, but yeah. Warg Riders coming in to make contact, and they're going to make contact. Gwathi Rockdoor coming in to answer to them, but as is the way with wargs, wargs are always going to have a cost-effective exchange with horses, I feel. So I'd almost be tempted to take that. I mean, he's going to probably shoot you up, and yeah, Nuritino Cav coming in for a charge, but you'd almost be like, cool. Oh, yeah, you're going to get chased off. If they fought to the very end, those wargs would do all right, in my mind. Ballista moving up, champions of the White Hand, actually getting a good few kills on those riders. Only 11 of them left, so yeah, I mean, sure. As I said at the start, when they suffered some losses, they've still got all their ammunition, but it's starting to get a little bit dicey there for them. They might end up running, and their DPS is just going to be so low now. Warg Riders, they've settled. They've settled down. They're not wanting to run away anymore. Nuritino Cav. I think Nuritino Cav do have a little anti-cavalry bonus. They put away their spears and take out these swords in melee, but still, this is not the fight that they want to be having. No doubt Buzzard's focus is just being pulled elsewhere right now, so he's left them in there for a little bit too long. And yeah, those Warg Riders did some good work. Even doing some damage to the Gwathi Rockdoor, taking out a few of them. You can see some of those Elven Knights on the ground. Elder Unway Lances, of course, they could be a massive power late on in the game if they're still alive. Godhillen falling back. I like this reposition. Takes a lot of mental ability, I don't know that, like, I guess micro ability to actually be able to properly reposition, carefully reposition midway through a battle. A lot of people, myself included, you know, I like to just start the fight in my formation and then either just slam into the enemy in that formation or maybe pull it apart. I don't really like to reposition entirely, but that's you know, something that Buzzard is capable of. So he's going to hopefully carry that out nicely. But this is always an opportunity where Grey Rider can sort of shunt forward, get some good shots off, or harass with his cavalry. But because Grey Rider's got a more solid formation. Whenever I see the enemy do this, I am super tempted to just lunge at them. Because if you can catch your enemy while they're in this sort of mixed up formation like this, can be really, really damaging to them. Those 11 riders still closing in. And as I say, if they can just sit and just unload on those orcs, it just gives them something to think about. It'd be really just annoying for Grey Rider, and taking out those orcs would be a massive help. What we actually at percentage-wise, that's 10 for 10. I thought this was going really well for the Elves at the start, but I think those exchanges, just because of the Urukai's absolute resilience, it's been it's gone kind of nicely in their favor. But Buzzard has been able to pull back again, get some distance. What is that ballista up to? It's still alive. Okay, it's still alive. You see, I'd be super tempted. I guess I would be really tempted to maybe bring my... This is where you'd want the Nuritino Cav, really, but the Nuritino Cav have already been very badly neutered. There's only 12 of them. Oops, sorry, I banged the mic. Not used to that still. You'd be so tempted to just come in for some charges there against the Isengard Ballista. Got to them. And the archers, you see, I really like to protect my archers. So that I'm getting so worried. But I guess because Isengard doesn't really have any horses, I'm racking my brain to try and make sure that Isengard doesn't have any horses, but I'm pretty sure they don't. So you can kind of, especially with that elven speed, you should be able to outrun most units that are coming at you. Those wargs don't really have the same speed as a horse. Champions of the White Hand catching something. Yeah, Ryder's done. That's a good little win for Grey Rider. He'll be chuffed to bits. Now that he doesn't have to watch his back as much if Buzzard does want to send something behind him. But Buzzard is again repositioning around. And if he's able to do that, he is right on Grey Rider's flank. I really think Grey Rider needs to start pivoting here. What do we call this? You don't pivot. Would you call this a wheel? You'd call that a wheel. Because you're kind of like staying here and pivot seems to be more like you're turning from the center. Pretty sure that's what I used to do back in the Napoleonic Wars days in Mount and Blade. There's a nice little, what did I get to? I think it was Major or something of the 1st Grenadier Guards. Good times, good times. I really wish, there's a lot of times that you just really wish you'd started recording earlier. You know, that's one of my big things. If I could go back to like 15-year-old Ryan, or 50-year-old Windy Pops, I should say. Don't talked about myself in gamer mode for a little while. If I go back to like 15-year-old Windy Pops and just be like, hey dude, you know, think about it, start recording. It's really easy, and you know, just so that I'd have those like memories. There's a lot of things. There was shoot, what's he called? Chadtopia on YouTube. He's a guy that used to record a lot of our battles, and yeah, so it's nice to go back and look at that and see me and see some of the guys I've not talked to in ages. I always get the fear, because of course I know, like, artillery units they shoot through each other, right? They can't destroy each other. I'm sure they can't. That'd be absolutely insane. So he's reloaded here. What we got? He's not using fire ammunition, which, yeah, I mean, sure, I guess if you just want that fast shot to come out, maybe he's just being nice. I know that some people do that. They feel that, you know, fire ammunition is maybe a little bit too powerful, but at this stage, I would just be going for it. I would be nice later. But if I'm up against somebody like Buzzard, yeah, no mercy. Nuratuna Cav going for it. He knows that if he can shut down that ballista, he's in the money. But I don't think that was the greatest move. Oh, Eldraine Wheel Lancer's coming in behind him though. Just locking up that ballista. Another charge coming in. The pikes are just too far behind. How do we actually do there?
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Whoa, okay. Hold fire a second. Sorry. Look, that was really unexpected. Where did that actually happen? That was here. Oh my god. So he answered this charge with the Champions of the White Hand. But I guess the general was just in a bad spot. And the some Eldraine Wheel Lancer just got a constant charge bonus against him. It's baller. I mean, I guess maybe he's taking some damage from arrow fire, but that is unexpected. That could, I mean, okay, right, because I was really feeling Grey Rider for this fight, but I think there's two big problems. One, he's maybe gone for a little bit of a bold reposition, which you can see Buzzard is right on him now, and Buzzard really punished him while he was moving there. I think we've definitely, yeah, fallen a bit behind. Isengard anyways, fallen a bit behind percentage-wise, and losing that general. Isengard is a much more disciplined orc faction. And yeah, because Buzzard's taken this more, I guess, micro approach to repositioning, whereas like Grey Rider, he's repositioned the way that I reposition. I stay in my group, I stay in my formation, whereas Buzzard's shown that he's repositioning its individual units, which has allowed him to really mass together. And yeah, you see all of this army over here is not going to be involved in this clash, whereas Buzzard's really gathering his forces, and he's going to be outnumbering these poor Urukai. And you never want to be outnumbered by elves. Never ever. Unless you're against Numenorians or incredibly powerful dwarves. But yeah, you're probably stuffed. Or other elves, maybe. Maybe if you're Imladris elves and you're getting slammed by a bunch of lol boys from Mirkwood, you might stand a chance. So yeah, but he doesn't want to go toe to toe with. Okay, no, nice little charge. I like that. I really like that moment. Just the two units just clashing there. But the Swords of Rivendell, even without that armor upgrade, they're going to slice and dice those raiders. The spears. The problem is going to be that the Spears of Rivendell are just going to get outranged by the pikes. Thing is, those Spears of Rivendell are going to benefit from an armor-piercing advantage. This is the thing. So Grey Rider's forces. I'm going to slow down slightly because I've got a lot of shenanigans to talk about here. So because of these forces on the side there that I said, this is going to be a major disadvantage because they're not going to be able to get involved in the fight. They're just coming in and rolling up the flank, but instead of actually defending them with units, Buzzard is just defending them with mass fire, which is kind of a cool way to do it. And the line is starting to shatter. There we saw those 50 raiders breaking. That's a shame, and again, that's a problem with the general being lost. Where are the wargs? Where are the wargs? Are all the wargs dead? The wargs... Oh no, why are the wargs down there? Oh no. Yeah, this is going to be dicey. This is going to be really dicey. Even the pikes have turned around, but pikes are turning around, getting stabbed in the back. That's... Oh, that was over 100 boys. That was over 100 boys. Oh. So the thing is, right, okay, the percentages in this fight are not going to be like... It's not going to seem equal. But in my mind, I do feel this was an equal fight. It's just that at the end, kind of fell apart. So I think, yeah, I mean, the two big things. I mean, we've got 1,000 frames left. Crazier things have happened. But yeah, he's just going for a mad dash through. I appreciate it. Just get stuck in now. But I think it was two big things. One, getting that general loss. That was very unlucky for Grey Rider. I mean, I'm sure... I'm not gonna, definitely can't knock Buzzard there. I'm sure Buzzard saw the opportunity and went for it. But yeah, like he did the right thing, answering those Eldraine Lancers with his unit of champions the White Hand. Under any other circumstance, they would have been fine. But yeah, that's another break, another big break there. But yeah, now just fucking swallowing up there. Crossbows there doing their best, but the Cav is just eating them up bit by bit. The Ballista trying, but. Yeah, it's getting some shots off. Oh, dear me, that's a shame. Shoot, where was I? Yeah, so I think it was the two things. That general loss, and also just Buzzard's ability to reposition. I think Buzzard's ability to reposition was really, really crucial there. And just Grey Rider, as I say, doing the same way that I would do it. Just repositioning in my formation. Just holding my formation. And it benefited him a lot the first time. Because he was able to catch Buzzard, but he just wasn't able to properly capitalize on it. You know, he got Buzzard when Buzzard was in this sort of mess formation, but that second time when Buzzard was really up on his flank, and he just, you know, he maybe should have just dissolved the formation and tried to reform it. But I really don't have the micro ability to do that stuff there. That's over 90 boys when they were writing. Well, yeah, 96 really. So that's a shame for those veterans. But there's a lot of scary elves here. Those pikes are still fighting, but not for too much longer when these sentries really start to get in at them. Skirmishers doing their best, but when those skirmishers rout, that's going to be 150 little orcs screaming behind you trying to run away. Always a daunting thing to go through. A lot of that Cav has fallen, but yeah, he's just interrupting the shots there. It's not really about killing the Ballista crew, just making sure they can't shoot you. The balanced power is still not... Oh! Holy shit, 70... He's at 70 for 70. I was thinking, oh, those champions are still alive. Ah, those champions have maybe been running around getting some good charges. Okay. Yeah, I mean, good for Grey Rider, like, still sticking in this. And just seeing if he can get anything done, and he certainly did. You know, he kept the percentages close. Which is a solid shout. Kept that Ballista trying to fire. But see, I'd like to know Grey Rider's thinking with the not lighting up that ammunition. I just think it's so worth it. I know you're going to take an extra use, you know, an extra little while really. It is noticeable as they're sort of reloading with, you know, dousing that thing in oil so that it lights up as it's going. But I think it's so much worth it. So much more worth it when you're firing into infantry or cavalry. Yeah, so a nice little swish stare down there before admitting. Yeah, so, but that was a good shout. A lot of skill there from both guys. And definitely a very fun little grassy plains fight. let's just zoom through. The elves always have this texture on them. It does make it slightly more tricky. Anything really? Yeah, the Eldrimway Lancers. It was just that that long range archer fire, the Gwathi Roctor, of course. How did the Gwathi what am I thinking of? Gotilin. Yeah, the Gotilin. Okay, yeah, because they got blasted. They got blasted a fair bit at the start, but they held out. They held out not too bad. Cool. As I say, that's where I always put my general. I'm always just so nervous putting my general in with Cav. I know it's nice and thematic and it looks cool, and there are benefits to it, but nah, man, not for me. Just not for me. But no, thank you guys very much. Yeah, so I say general roundup. Working on land. Job's pretty intense. Current accommodation is not really allowing me to record, but should be moving into somewhere else and recording shortly. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you later.